always bop into the dang intro. Hey, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Pillow Talk Unplug. I'm Stacy, and this is my co host.
Hi, I'm Anya. Hope everyone's doing good tonight. Did
Yes,
y'all miss us?
yeah. I'm pretty sure they do because it's been a couple of weeks now, and we are still rooting for our co host as she gets through um, good news. I don't know if you were on the last show. We did express to you that she had a fire in her home and was displaced, but now she is back in a new place. So
Yeah.
yay! So she's back stable. She has everything together, slowly turning around. Because when you lose things like that in a rush and you have to replace it all, it takes a little while. So we said, get yourself together so you can get back on track, and we will see you in January. So hopefully she'll be ready, and she's also healing because she did have an injury on her ankle. So my girl was going through, right? She was going through. Our girl was going
Yes,
through it.
she
So,
was.
but
But
she's
she's coming
strong,
through it though.
isn't she? She's so strong. So we are here. So if you are watching us live, make sure that you say hello so we can know that you're here. We have a great show. Plus, I want to see where my comments are coming from. Okay, there you go. Hey, girl.
Hey,
There she
girl,
go.
hey.
Hey. So I'm glad that you're on because even though you're not physically on the show, you're still with us in spirit, still cheering us on. So it feels good to have you with us.
I'm still
So
engaging.
still engaging. So that's a hands down great co-host, even through her situation. So are you ready for the holidays? Because I honestly I'm not ready. I'm just here. My kids are older, so I don't really do the holiday thing anymore.
I don't know, for some reason, to me, like it doesn't feel the same this year.
Yeah, doesn't it?
It doesn't feel the same. Like Thanksgiving was Thanksgiving, but to me, it didn't feel like I
That
don't know. I don't
family,
know how
that
to describe
family.
it. Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
now it's time for Christmas, and it it don't feel like Christmas either.
No. And then before you know it, it's New Year's. So it's just like, just get the year over with. Let's just get to 2026. We made it. Yay. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
every time a holiday comes, it feels like just another day.
Another day. So I can honestly say I'm there, but not there. So I guess when it gets closer, we'll get in the season. But
Mhm.
because I have older kids, they're not really looking for that. Just give me the money, so they say, and I'll
Yeah,
do my own thing.
they quick to post that good old Cash App. Auntie, my Cash App. I've got this going on. Oh, I did this today.
Right.
Mhm.
Listen, because that's
Stay
what
out my pockets.
she said. Yes, I will be there. Wouldn't miss it at all. I'm telling you, I can't wait. We're gonna have so much fun in the next year because we're just waiting for the year to come on and hurry up. So we
Mhm.
have. She said, I'm taking an L this year, rebirthing for 2026. I know that's right. Listen, that's what it's about. I feel like everybody's so ready, but we say this every year. I know this year I'm not doing a vision board. I'm done.
Oh,
I'm no more
oh,
vision
you're
boards.
not doing it this time.
No, I'm not doing a vision board because last year when I did my vision board, I had everything quarterly set up. And girl, a girl then got married. That was not on my vision board. So I was like, oh, okay. So
You know, that's a good surprise.
it
Like
is
it
a good
wasn't part of the
surprise.
plan, but it was a nice detour.
It definitely was. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just not go in so optimistic about the year and just let it flow. That's my plans because I have so many things in the making, and I can't wait to announce my announcement at the end of the show. So remind me before I forget. Okay, so let's get to it. All right. I'm just going to tell you this show, I think, hands down, I think it's going to be a good show tonight. Reason being is because we have this thing where it's love versus power. I don't know what's really going on with the genre of men and women in this time, but somewhere we're losing ourselves. I don't know if it's because we are overwhelmed on both ends, we are overstimulated. Like there's a lot of things that are going on. People really need like therapy, they're not addressing it. We have some underlying issues between both genders that are not being addressed,
Mhm.
right? So now they're coming out in real life and it's making like a whole cluster. There's a word after the cluster,
It's like
like a big
it's like
mess.
an emotional tug of war.
That's what it feels like. And I'm just like, what has happened? So we have the title as combative men, and overly independent women, right? But let's figure out, how do we get to this point? Because there is just some things that are going on, and I sit back and watch, and not saying that I'm better than anyone because I'm married now, because there was steps to get to this point, right? To get to the marriage. So that also had to deal with the combative and the overly independent, because again, I was a single mom before
Mm-hmm.
my husband now, and I was independent, but I think that transpired from even childhood, right? So it starts from somewhere. So I'm going to tell you something funny, right? I am watching TikTok, and on TikTok, if you watch one video that has something to do with like some sort of trauma or something that you're just indicating that you like, or you looked it up, it's going to
You
take
hit
you,
that like.
the algorithm takes you down a rabbit hole. When I say I went down the rabbit hole of bashing, I was sending you videos like how many times a week? Like how many times in a week? Like how many times?
Oh no, it's not even about how many times a week, it's how many times in a day. And then the funny part is she'll send me a video and I'm like, oh, girl, that is true. Then I'm like, no, but look, I've been following this person. They keep coming up in mine. So we
Yeah,
just going back and forward every day, just sending stuff to each other. She's like, I need the algorithm to let me go.
that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, every time that I saw the video, it was something to pertaining to this topic that we're about to discuss. All right. So we have the combative man and the overly independent woman. I can say that some of us women, we are definitely so independent that it becomes like a too independent type of thing, if that makes sense. Because men naturally want to feel needed in a relationship, right? Supposedly, that's how it's supposed to be. We're
They
supposed to
do.
feel needed, right? And if we're doing everything ourselves, then what place do they have really in our lives to say that, oh, we need you, we want you in our lives, we have to have you in our lives? That's the whole goal. But now that we are so independent, that's, I mean, who's going to say that they need a man in their lives these days? Because I can hang a curtain. I'm almost changing my own oil. Give me a tire, I'll change it. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Like, I mean, I know how to do all this stuff. And if not, I know that I can pay somebody to do it for me.
resources.
Mm, yeah.
And it also even become like more of you being independent with a partner. Now that's a whole different thing, right? Some
Yeah.
women are in the household, the men don't help because the woman handles everything. Not that it's intentional, it's just we feel like it gets done better, right? There has been times where I've outshined my husband because I'm just like, if it doesn't get done my way, this is going to be a mess. I
Mm-hmm.
just cannot do it. I'm just done with it. So, you're like, okay, I'll just do it. So then what happened with us is we get a burnout because we're like, oh my God, we're always doing everything. But if we would have shared the load, maybe it wouldn't have felt like we were taking care of everything, right?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, sometimes it feels like you want to share the load, but sometimes the person that you're involved with they don't know how to do that.
Yeah, because here it is. Lynette said that's because some of the men are not taught.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing. All right, so let me just go on my husband for a minute. So I told him, let me see. I teach my son a lot because one thing I did hear growing up, a man should be good with his hands. Like women are attracted to that. I don't know. Are you attracted to a man that's good with his hands?
Girl, yes.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like if you're good with your hands, I feel like that's some sort of attraction, but not these days. Like, are you really required to hang a curtain? To know how to hang a curtain? I don't think that's like a requirement these days. Some women, I don't know in this genre, if in this generation, if they're okay with you just not being able to handle a hammer. I would be pissed. Like, why don't you know how to do the simple things? That I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No,
So
I think that is fair because I mean there are guys that they okay with women that don't cook because a lot of girls or younger women, some of them don't cook.
yeah, they don't. But do a man expect that now? in this time? I don't know, because Netflix and chill is like the biggest thing. Get me some pizza, some wings, and we good to go.
Mm-hmm.
We women, especially single moms, we have no choice, so we learn so much. Again, because you're forced to, right? There are the ones raised without a man in the home or don't have a role model.
Yeah.
Right. That's another one. So let me tell you. So I'm getting on him. We discussed it. We got past it, but it was definitely a big deal. Okay. So I said to him at 10 o'clock in the morning, mind you, Dorian came in and set the foundation, my son. He put the foundation up, which means the rods to hold the curtain. Okay. So I said, okay, you set the foundation. Now all Andrew has to do is pick up the little light curtain and put it on the rack. That's it. So I asked him at 10 o'clock. I said, hey, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't want the light flashing on, because where our bedroom is and where the TV sits, if you the light is coming through, you need some light drapes, which we have drapes
Clear.
to block out. It's a blackout curtain. So that way it could take out the glare. So I said, hey, can you hang up the curtain? He's like, okay, I'll do it in a minute. I'm like, okay, here we go. So now I'm talking out my teeth because I hate that word. I'll do it in a minute. So this is where the combative part come in. Okay, I'll do it in a minute. Honey, he done took a nap, went out and made something to eat, watch it, and the curtain is still not up. So I'm just like, okay. So you get upset when I'm always going to my son to do the handiwork around here. You say I don't give you a chance. I gave you a chance, and here it is from 10 to 5 o'clock. You still didn't hang the damn curtain. So I said, you know what? I said, okay, no problem. So he went out to go and cook dinner. I said, could you come in and just real quick? It was a 2-second job. When I say that caused such a conniption in the house, I mean, we had a full blown argument over it. So now this is him being combative. I'm like, why are you upset? You didn't do it. I thought you might have forgot. I'm not going to pester you because you're a grown man. I shouldn't have to ask you 20 times to put a curtain up on the wall, or maybe you
And
were
I waited all day.
all day and now you want to argue with me. So now you're going back and forth with me as a woman because you're wrong. Sounds like, okay, here comes a combative story. I said, good, this is for my podcast. Go ahead and argue. I'll take it because I'm gonna land you on this podcast. So I was in a shock and awe. I said, I cannot believe you're really sitting here arguing. Well, why did you call him to do? I said, because I asked you, and it
And
was
you
sitting
didn't do
there
it.
for 5 hours. So now this is me being over independent. That was what was said. Well, if you weren't always so independent, I said, well, not really, because I asked someone else to do it. So it wasn't me that did it. I mean, so I didn't know what to make of that, because I'm like, you're really upset because I outsourced you, but I asked you. So now you're being combative and arguing with me because you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my dog is barking in the background, but again, this is unplugged. So
Well, he better calm down because he don't need to get Lola started.
okay. Okay, so what did, girl, I'm over it. So what should I have done, Cheyenne the dog, on the podcast? I don't get it. So what should I have done with this situation? I was just thinking, girl, the kids. I can't wait
You
till
know,
our
you
next
just gonna
episode.
have to tune them out.
Yeah.
I
So
don't I don't
what
know
should I have
because
done?
I'm the same way. Like if
Right,
I ask you to do something and you take too long or you don't do it, I go ahead and do it myself.
right. And
But
then
that's
mhm,
also it has to do with you being used to doing it yourself too. Like I
right.
remember one time I wanted to move my bedroom around. I was like, you
Hmm.
know what? I'm tired of looking at my bedroom look like this. I'm gonna move it around. So
Hmm.
I sat there, reorganized my whole bedroom. I took the bed apart. I took the clothes out the dresser so I could move them. Everything took me a couple hours, but I
Hmm.
did it. And afterwards, I was like, "Oh, like this looks nice." And the next day, I got up and I was like, "Oh my god, my bag." So
Hmm.
I'm on the phone talking to my friend, and he was like, "Well, what's wrong with your bag?" I said, "Man, I was moving that furniture last night, and I guess I hurt my back. I did too much." And he was
Hmm.
like, "So why didn't you call me? Because I could have did that, or I could have helped you do it." And I'm like, "Because I'm used to doing it myself."
And I think it's the fear of depending on them because there's so many excuses behind it.
And I
Then
wanted it
there's
done right then.
then, right.
I don't want to
And
have to wait.
that's what he said, that that was the problem, the need to have it done now. But why should I have to wait? If I asked, that meant that I wanted it done right then and there. And then this is when I become independent. So now I'm doing everything, dealing with the kids, taking care of the bills, running around, doing this, making sure everything's okay. Even for you to just walk in and lay down and rest, that's still a big deal, right? So now I'm on burnout because I'm tired, because I did everything, because I'm used to doing everything, and you're just
Mhm.
relaxing. But I was just thinking that maybe this is how, like you said, Lynette, that they weren't taught. And I think a lot of it come from the women that are raising some of these men, right? They're watching us always tired, always crashing out, crying, everything. And I think they absorb that and they become emotional, or they either shut down to emotions, right? So then now you have to kind of help this man navigate through his emotions as a grown man, because all he did was sit around and watch his mother cry or scream or be overwhelmed or overstimulated, taking care of him. So he doesn't know what to do. Does that make sense? So when I met my husband for the first time, I realized that that was his way of expressing. It was either 0 to 1,000. We were always going back and forth. And I'm like, why are you so argumentative? It's like you're so sensitive. It was to a point where I was like, God damn, you act like a baby. Like, right? It was like, why are you so tantrumy? This is in the beginning. I'm like, okay, maybe it's his age, because we have some years apart. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm trying to number it down. I'm trying to figure out all the possibilities of why he got to be so whiny. And I'm thinking, like, why do you want to argue? Why do you want to go back and forth? Why are you being sassy? And I'm like, this is stuff kids do. What the heck? I'm not sitting here arguing with a grown man. And when I finally got a chance to be around his mother, not to say that I'm bashing her, poor thing, she's going through her own stuff now, but even before, I saw how she handled situations. It was always 1,000. Either she's good or she's not good. And when she's not good, it was bad. And I'm like, oh, so you're used to watching someone throw tantrums. So
Mhm.
this is what that looks like, because that's what you learned. If I can't get my way, or if I don't like something, I'm going to yell, yell, yell. And I'm like, well, why do we have to go that far? So it started to be that my son is teaching you now, because I had to ask him one day, like, do you see him acting like this? I'm like, my child is not belligerent. He's not arguing. He's not screaming and hollering. He's explaining himself. We're apologizing. We're being accountable. What the heck is wrong with you? And even though I didn't want to compare him to a child, but I had to show him it's all in how you're raised, because I'm not teaching him to be a wild animal just to get his words across. Why don't we just
Mhm.
take that down a bit, learn, because it can help you kind of get through things without you being so, worked up just to say what you have to say. So over time, it started to come down. So I'm like, okay, because you had to learn from someone else, but it was so sad that it was a teenager, a child, that had to teach you. We don't have to go at the top of our lungs to get our point across, if that makes sense.
I mean, it was also him having to learn how to communicate with you too, though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if he was raised that way and he always saw his mother respond that way, then he was probably waiting for the same reaction from you. So that was something else that he had to adjust to. Like, okay, well, maybe she doesn't want to yell and argue with me, but I feel like this is the only way that
Mhm.
I can get my point across. But
Right.
maybe she does understand when I'm not doing this. Because if you scream and holler and yell at me, I'm shutting down.
All the way down. Like, I don't want to hear
You're gonna
that.
be
Like,
mad at me.
I'm like, why are we even arguing? That is not even something of the new, like, why do we have to do that? We're adults. We know how to communicate. We know the definition of communication. Why do we have to go through this extent to be heard? So I couldn't understand it. And then I was watching the other end with his father, and he would completely shut down. So I'm like, oh, so you don't know a gray area. Is either you 0 or 1,000. There's nothing in between. So Lynette said millennium men got hit the hardest with this: strong moms, absent fathers, and no real guidance on masculine communication.
It ain't never lie.
You hit that right on the nose.
Yes, yes, you did.
Because I mean, there's no expressing, and you find yourself going back and forth. And did you ever argue with a man and you like, what are we even talking about? Like, are you pulling stuff out of the woodworks or the air to make it make sense? Because that's not even what happened.
Mhm.
One time I had to talk to my husband like he was a kid. I'm like, cut the BS. What are we even talking about right now? That didn't even happen in this situation. What are we talking about? And so he's standing there with the blank look. And trust me, my husband always got a confused look on his face. So I was just like, yeah, that's how I feel, confused. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? So I don't know. I am.
I
I'll
mean,
let you
sometimes it's
fill
not
in.
even just that. Sometimes it's the arguments and
Mm-hmm.
you don't understand why you fussing about it, or then they start referencing
Mm-hmm.
something else that happened with somebody else.
Right.
They're triggered. So now they talking to you like you did something the way that someone else did. And it's like, I never did any of that. I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You getting us mixed up.
So I wonder if a lot of men feel like they don't have a voice because they don't express emotions the way that we do, right? So they hold a lot in. So I'm trying to figure out if they feel like they're shunned, like they don't have a voice, like it's been ripped from them. Because some men have mommy issues. I'm not even going to lie. They act like they are missing some love there. Like,
They
I don't know.
do.
Go ahead, Ani. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm agreeing. They do.
Hmm.
And somehow you have to be the one to navigate how they're feeling and tell them how they're feeling.
Right. But you would expect them to tell you without you having to go and relearn the whole situation all over again because you're like, how did we even get here? They haven't learned how to hold their own energy.
No,
Girl, that
they
is
don't know how to
so.
articulate their feelings at all. At all.
So the best thing to do is argue. Why do we have to argue? We started off the day great and you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Something triggered you, and now I'm your problem today.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, honey, I've been down that road so many times. But then after I figured it out, because I was the punching bag for that crap. I was like, oh Lord. And one day I was just like, you know what? You wasn't raised right. That's what I said. I was like, you was not raised right. I was like, and I'm not here to do it for you. I don't know where, your mama missed her step, but I'm not here to figure it out. I'm not your mom. I'm your girlfriend. So until we figure this
Mhm.
out, I think you need to go on the high road because I'm not going to sit here and keep dealing with this. I was like, you have to get some emotional regulation, some kind of
Yeah.
control, because nobody has to go ahead and lash out. Yes, you're human. You're supposed to have feelings. You are supposed to feel, but it's a certain way in certain situations. You don't have to, if the situation is calm, why do you have to feel at 1,000 like irate? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you acting like this? And then you could be at your calmest and it raises more havoc.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And that is usually it's very why are you yelling?
Yeah.
Like we're just talking. You don't have to yell at me. You can say whatever it is you need to say without being so loud. And then you have to hear, well, this is the way I express myself. I understand that, but we're not getting anywhere with you expressing yourself that way.
Right. And then this is why you have a lot of single women. I'm gonna tell you this right now. My cousin gonna kill me. Do not, do not. You get on the phone, keep it rainbows and ponies, because as soon as you mention a man, oh, that's it. She going off. I mean,
Mhm.
she's talking, yelling, rah 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 rah, to get. I mean, every word you can imagine. I'm sitting here like my poor Christian ears.
I, I know who we're talking about now.
Oh yeah, she will go off. Do you hear me? Do not, because I'm telling you, there is some trauma there. They really put you in a mindset to make you, and it's sad because we went. After I read this comment, some men genuinely feel like they don't have a voice, which I just, I was saying, do they feel like that? When you were never taught how to express yourself, silence feels safer than speaking. But to someone that knows how, that's not good. So now you're always arguing. And the first thing a woman say, I could do this by myself. My
Mm,
peace means more to me. I ain't got to deal with you. I don't have to deal with this. Do you hear single women saying that? Independent women, even if they're in
I
a relationship.
I will say it quick,
Listen, there's been
quick,
so many
fast, and in
times,
a hurry.
right?
And before I know it, I'm the one getting blocked. It's fine
Yeah.
because you sassy for that too, but it's fine.
Speaking of that, let me tell you this story. So one time I was supposed to get a car from a rental company. I'm not gonna say the name of it. From a rental company. Now, this company is known for not having vehicles ready when you're ready to get them. So the day of, they called us. Now we're getting dressed. We had to go to North Carolina. Okay. We're getting dressed, getting everything together. Let me say exactly. I thank you so much
Mhm.
for engaging, honey. Because we really out here by ourselves today.
I mean, you never know. There may be other people that just want to watch.
Yeah,
Y'all really should join the conversation though. Tell us some of your stories. What you got going on?
right. Well, at least they're listening. Hopefully they're able. I always like that someone can learn something from the show, for real. Like if it could change your outlook of something, or how you're, how you go about things, your perception, I'm so happy with that.
Or just get you start talking about it more.
Right. Because sometimes your voice, even a man could say, what she said, to the left, to the
To the
left.
left, to the left.
Even a man could say, oh, I watched this podcast and they were talking about that. Maybe he learned something about himself. So it's not just a platform for women, it's a platform for everyone. So everybody can learn. But to this story, real quick. So they called us. We were in the midst. We were supposed to be there at 9 o'clock to pick up our vehicle. They called us at like 8:45. Hey, 8:45. Hey, hello. How are you, Miss Shaw? I'm sorry to tell you, but we don't have any vehicles. So I'm like, okay, we're supposed to pick up our vehicle in 15 minutes. What do you mean you don't have a vehicle? Well,
Mm.
we do have one here. It's a such and such. So when I said it and my husband heard it, he was like, oh, that's a luxury vehicle. We'll be just fine. Something said, oh, hold on. Go back and call them, because we had already ended the call once they figured out they had another vehicle. So we thought we were good. So I was like, oh, let me give them another call, because I'm using my business debit card, and with luxury vehicles for this company, you need a credit card. So I said, well, let me just call them back just to verify. Maybe I thought that they were bypassing their rule, their policy. They were going
Yeah.
to override it. That's what I thought. So I called back and I said, okay, I've been renting from you guys for a while. So I wanted to know if you are going past your policy, overriding your policy to rent us this vehicle, because I know you need a credit card for this particular vehicle.
Hmm.
Oh, you don't have a credit card? I'm like, I always use my business debit. No. So he was like, oh, okay, well, give me a second, hold on. He puts me on hold and come back. Now this is the associate, like the associate that handles before the manager. So he comes back on. He's like, yeah, well, you're going to need a credit card for it. And I'm like, okay. So are you going to get a car before then? Because I was like, your manager can't override. Oh no, this is something, this is a policy we can't break, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, fine. I said, are you going to get a vehicle? He's like, well, we'll call you as soon as one get in. And I'm like, well, what time is that? Because I'm talking to you on the phone and we should have already been on the road.
And
Because
we're on our way to you. We've set an
exactly.
appointment.
So let's do what we have to do. I'm like, our bags was going to be in the car and we were going to go. So he says, no, unfortunately we have to see, but I'm going to call around to see if we can find your vehicle. I'm so sorry about this. I'm like, okay, whatever. So now I'm looking at Andrew and I'm like, look, what are we going to do? So we're thinking of other options as they hung up the phone. I said, okay, there was nothing wrong with the call. Nothing happened between me and the associate, right? Girl, the manager called back, a guy. Calls back. He said, oh, hello, Mrs. Shaw. I just wanted to call and confirm the conversation that was just made. We did try to compensate you with the vehicle, but you didn't have a credit card. So now we're trying to find another vehicle, but we'll have to call you when the vehicle's ready. I said, and I'm at a total loss. I'm on the phone like, so I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, did you call me back for, do you have a vehicle? He's like, no. So I'm like, okay, so then what did you call
What did
back
you call me
for?
for?
Yeah. So he was like, well, no, I just wanted to verify the conversation that was just had. And I'm like, He already told me that he had to call me when the vehicle came. So do you know what time a vehicle's going to come? Because you called right back as if you were solving the problem.
Mm.
So he's like, well, no, we have to call around. I said, okay, well, he already established that. Why are we even on the phone? Girl, we started going back and forth. I'm like, this sassy. I said, are you really arguing with me? I'm the one without a vehicle to go on my trip. You
Y'all have
inconvenienced
inconvenienced me and you called me to argue with
me.
me.
You called me to argue with me, a man. So I was just like, what was the point of this conversation? So he was like, well, I'm just trying to, I was like, but it's irrelevant. So now we're over top of each other's voice because I'm trying to tell him, why did you even call back? What was the point? Andrew's like, babe, just calm down. I'm like, no, because this is the stupidest thing I've ever dealt with. Why did you call back? That's what I'm trying to figure out. He's going back and forth with me. And I'm like, you know what? Did you call to argue? I didn't sleep with you last night, so I don't know what your problem is. And he's like, I don't have a problem. I said, so well, are you going to get me a vehicle? He's like, well, I have to see. Blam, hung the phone up in my ear. We never got a call that day because now you're in your little feelings.
Ooh.
When I said, so I said, you see, babe, I was like, y'all are getting more
Corporate would
and
have got
more.
a call though. Corporate
I
would have
did.
got a call.
I definitely did call corporate and made a complaint because he made it. He made a point to tell me who he was when he called back. So I already had his name. I find it that a lot of people watch the reruns. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Okay, great. Well, I'm glad that it's there for them to go ahead and do playback, which is perfectly fine. I leave it on the platform overnight on my personal page and then I take it down and leave it on my business page. So it doesn't last long on my personal page, but I still do make access. So if anybody want to watch.
Yeah.
So I just was like, why did we even argue? So now I'm upset. I'm furious because I still don't have a car. And I was just on the phone arguing with a man. Why? And so Andrew did try to attempt to take the phone, but I'm like, so now we all going to be arguing. I'm pushing him back, like, hold on, because I want to make my point. But it was so irrelevant. And I'm like, this is the combative stuff that we're dealing with
Mm-hmm.
from men because they choose to argue instead of just walking away when the situation doesn't lead you to argue. Does that make sense?
It does because I think we all have our moments where we're just like, why is this happening? I had
Mm-hmm.
a conversation with someone one time
Mm-hmm.
when during a period where I'm seeing people, getting to know people, and when people ask, what's your pet peeve? Well, one of my pet peeves, which
Mm-hmm.
probably belongs to anybody, is
Mm-hmm.
arguing about what's mine. So, like, one dude was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sitting here chilling, whatever. My car's down, but my lady gonna let me use her car. I'm about to come through there." Who said what? No, no, you can't use this car. No, no.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, just let me take the car real quick. I'm gonna be back in a couple. No, I paid for this. It is mine. I'm the only one who drives it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really had to sit there and have an argument with someone about not allowing them to use my vehicle.
That you work hard for, that you independently accrued on your own.
I understand that you got things going on with your vehicle right now,
Mm-hmm.
and that sucks for you. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But this is mine. I don't want to have to argue with you about it. And I'm just like, and you're a grown man. Why are you arguing with me about
I have to ask you a
why?
question, Amelia. So, given, okay, so, if y'all don't already know, we're best friends. So, I just have to ask you a question. Okay, so now I'm out of that independent role. I can't be independent anymore because now I have a person I have to think about before I make decisions, which is great because I use him for everything. Let me ask my husband. Let me ask my husband. Hold on. Let me ask. I'm like, oh,
I'm gonna check with Andrew first. I'm gonna get back
let
to
me just
you.
see, girl. I'd be throwing him down. Okay, so he's sometimes my escape, which is so bad. But as an independent woman, taking care of everything on your own, does that raise conflict for you? Like, did you ever have men try to impose on your independency?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean it's also
Mm-hmm.
you get so used to having your own space and
Mm-hmm.
doing things your way. And it's like, well, yes, the companionship is nice. I do want someone here around me. I do want to spend time with you. But then get a little agitated if you come over and you get too comfortable too.
Mm.
Because it's just like, well, what you doing?
It's time to go.
Or even when going through the dating process, like
Hmm.
you said, the big thing now is Netflix and chill. Everybody wants to say, well, let me come to your house. Let's hang out. No, no, we can go out somewhere.
Hmm.
And it doesn't even have to be anything that's crazy expensive. We can go out and spend time. But no, you're not gonna come here
Hmm.
and get comfortable. I got in a whole argument with a guy one time because he was
Hmm.
upset that I wouldn't let him come to my house to
Hmm.
spend time with me when we hadn't even been on a date yet. And he was just like, oh, well, I just, wanted to, I got free time. I want to come by for a little while before I go to work so we
Hmm.
can chill a little bit. I don't understand why I can't come over because I'm not ready to invite you into my space. And that
Right.
was an issue for him. He told me I was being weird, that I was moving like I was in a relationship, like I had somebody, and that's why I wasn't allowing him to come over. And it's like, no, it's my space.
Hmm.
I'm not ready for you to know where I stay.
Hmm.
And also, I'm not ready for you to be in my home. And I have a right to say that, and you should respect that.
Right.
But
So,
he got sassy and was like, no, I feel like you got something to hide. Baby, I don't have nothing to hide. But the fact that you can't respect that boundary
mhm,
means you don't need to be in my space.
red flag immediately.
Yes.
And I think that comes to a thing where men always feel like they're being used, right? But then you want a woman to need you. That's where the conflict comes in. And I'm like, okay, so which one is it? Do you want to come into my life where I already establish everything and feel like you're adding on? Because
Hmm.
two things can happen. Either they could come into your life and be a bonus, because if you're already established, you met me, I had my own place, everything was already set up, this was a foundation, you didn't come to an empty shell, right?
Hmm.
What are you doing to add on to this? Because really, I have been doing it for so long on my own. I really don't want you come in disrupting how we have our routine already. So are you adding on or you're taking away? Then you have the other side where they're taking away. So then when they finally do end, you're all disrupted, your whole life is in shambles, and then you have to start all over. And for us as women, it's like, well, you got it, you're independent, you know how to bounce back, but really we're keep internalizing that hurt, right? Keep
Yeah.
internalizing that bounce back, keep internalizing that starting over, because we're readjusting our lives. So then you have it where you're a woman that takes care of yourself, good career, have your kids, everything is in place. You go out, you hang out and have a good time, and the man don't like that. Well, what do you expect me to do? Sit around and wait? No, life is too short. I'm going to go out and I'm going to live in these streets and do what I want to do. Why
Hmm.
should I have to sit around? So you get like a backlash. Now, I can say when I did meet my husband, I already had everything established, but this is where he started to add on. I did not have a large TV. Let me buy you a TV. Okay, fine. Your kids is messing up your car. Let me get that detailed for you, right? And this was all before even anything was initiated of any type of intimacy. That's not how the relationship started. So I appreciated that because that's not what it was about.
Hmm.
Um, well, what else he did? Okay, you're going school shopping for your kids. Let me help you buy their stuff. So I'm thinking, like, what's the gimmick? Is this man a serial killer or something? Like, what? I started to think the worst. Like, is he crazy? Why are you
What's
gonna
wrong
help
with
me
him?
so much? Yeah. So now I'm thinking something is wrong when really he was just being genuine. But because I have been doing it by myself for so long, that for someone to come in and actually take the load off, I don't even know how to receive it. So now
Hmm.
I'm on guard because I'm like, well, you're not getting none. You're not getting none. You're not getting none. You're not, now putting up all these different stipulations and standards and putting my hand up because I'm like, well, I'm setting a boundary for myself. I don't care what you do, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm like, well, Stacey, he did all these things for you. Can make the man a daggone sandwich. At least when he come, you could get him. So then I had to open up and I'm like, all right, I started cooking for him. He ain't never leave, girl.
But that was also part of your independence too.
Yeah,
Like being able to be open to that. If you're
right.
used to always doing everything, you don't want anybody to come into your situation and possibly use you.
Yeah,
Especially when you would already come from a situation
right,
where you were being taken for granted.
right. And they do have a habit of doing that. So now you have the ones that blindside you, right? You didn't see it coming. So then you're like, wait a minute, you've been here for 3 days. You plan on leaving? Now you're starting to take control. Now we in a relationship. Now you're doing, and we ain't agreed to none of this. This is just you falling in, and then now we together. And it doesn't last long because you went about it a whole wrong way. But dates, going out on dates now and doing things the right way, or it's just not the right way. And then when you turn a man down, this is where they want to argue with you, because you're like, no, I'm setting a standard for myself. I don't want to just settle. So why are you backing me in a corner to make me feel like, because I don't want you to live with me on the first night, because I don't want to have intimacy with you on the first night, because I don't want to be that vulnerable with you on the first night, now I became the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're using me. With what? I didn't ask you to be here. So I think there's a lot. I feel like, and this is nothing against any woman that is raising a young boy to be a man, right? How can I put this? We have to be mindful of how we are interacting with our young men in our households, and what we're doing in front of them. Some things we cannot help. That's why we have doors, so we can close them, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have private conversations, things that they don't hear. I've even had to say that. I'm like, even with my own husband, you came into my son's life. You are not his biological father. You are building that relationship. He will resent you for hurting his mom. Would you want him to argue? Would you let a man argue with your mom? No. So why do you feel that you're comfortable enough to do that here, when he has not established that father figure persona with you yet, right? This is in his younger years. He has to build up to that. He has to trust you. So you can't be in here arguing like a plum food and think that he's just going to be your friend tomorrow. He's like, hold on. You just came in here. Now you think you run things. No, sir. I'm the man of this house, right? So we have to be careful as women how we are raising our sons. Not to say that anybody's doing anything wrong, but if you are giving off bitter, right? Ow, ow, ow. I don't want no man. Don't have no woman. I mean, you're teaching them all the things that they should be doing and telling them not to do. Don't take her out. Don't give her no money. Don't do this. Don't. And I'm like, if you're giving them all of that at a young age, when they do get to 21, 22, 30, 40, however old, because even the 60-year-olds and 50-year-olds be acting a plum fool too. Okay, honey. So, and they grow up with that. Now they're set in their ways and you can't turn them around, right? So if you, give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. Had a little door thing. I mean, groceries being delivered.
I heard the knock.
You did? Okay. The groceries being delivered, everything. But again, this is real life. So, okay, we're coming to the door. You gotta hurry up. So we have to be very mindful, because again, everything that you're telling them not to do, they're growing up thinking that they don't have to do it, right? Taking her out. Don't do this on the first night. Don't do this. I'm sorry. Is it noisy? I'm so sorry. Okay. So they're like, oh, don't do this. Don't do that. So now you have a man in the household, and all he could think of in his ear is that person telling him that he shouldn't do this because he don't want to be used, or he shouldn't do this because this is, a woman would do this to you. So now we have these soft women, beautiful women that were raised by mothers that gave a hell about them, right? Loved on them, hugged them, did everything for them. And they're being taken advantage of because they got stuck with that.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to turn them around, because they're trying to teach them the way to be loved and not to be bitter and not to have so much hate because they watch their mom. Or you get in a situation where he's like, well, I watch my mom work 17 jobs. You should do the same thing. Why you just sit here?
But the whole time that you're watching her work 17 jobs, You
Hmm.
were thinking, I wish that she wasn't in this position. So then why would you grow up and then say, if she did it, you can do it? That is true. However, why do you want me to struggle like that?
Right. Why do you want me to be overly independent and miserable and tired? And excuse me if I repeat myself because I get so distracted in the stuff that goes on in this house. So I need to find me a different space. Okay. So I have to go back and reiterate my thoughts. So no, I'm just like, why would you let that be okay? You didn't want your mom to go through it, but you want me to go through it.
Hmm.
So now I'm overworked, I'm burnt out, and I'm looking at you like, well, there's no point of you being here.
What is your purpose? You're not making life easier for me.
Yeah.
The whole soft girl thing, it's cute.
Hmm.
It is. There goes Maya.
Okay. It's okay. She knows close to 9 o'clock. 10 more minutes. So then and then another thing is you have to deal with a lot of the men that get into that female thing. It's a word for it, but I can't get to it right now. It's just a thing where they just go into this corner and mope. And I'm like, there's real life still going on out there, right? I can't be the only one tackling the real world. So you get to just lay in a room and sulk and cry and be in yourself instead of getting out here and helping me get the rest of the day done. And then you get upset with me because you're cut short. So now you out there cheating on my behind. Did you tell the woman why we got to this point? Did you
Mm.
tell the other woman why you cheating? Because I'm tired and I don't have no time for you. I am burnt out. So I don't know if a lot of times, I don't know if we are the issue for it as women raising our men, why they became so emotional, super sensitive. Because let me tell you, the men back in the day, they'll be down the street dealing with Suzanne, but Suzanne is the one you gotta hide because Suzanne ain't getting nothing. I'm getting everything. So the women back then, even though they swept a lot of things under the rug, they didn't care. So they're like, oh, okay, well, he gotta hide you. I'm still the head honcho here. So do whatever it is you feel like you want to do, but he takes care of the bills. I don't have to worry about anything. All the money still comes home. The kids are taken care of, and you're down the street with them. Go do whatever it is that you want to do. Some of those men back then were physically abusive, but again, they took care of homes. So now you're in a situation like, do I stay and get my behind whooped so I can have my bills paid, or just do it by myself because I don't want to do. I don't know.
That that was a different generation.
It
So
was.
they did definitely tolerate
Hmm.
a lot more than
Yeah.
we do now, but that is also the independence factor. If we feel like we got to do it all by ourselves, then what we putting up with your stuff for?
Right. And those women that dealt with that, they created women that were leaving home now, right? Breaking up in relationships, which they created single parents. That generation, our parents. So
Mhm.
now they're growing up. I've heard my mom many a times, oh, I hate my kids. I'm like, you hate us? I'm like, wait a minute. What did we do?
So
But
I
she
didn't
was,
ask to be here, but okay,
yeah, but
I'm sorry.
she's tired. She was burnt out. She was stuck with kids. She had kids for a man that she really could not understand his way of living and how he was. And, she had a lot of resentment for him.
Yeah.
She was just like, ugh, I can't believe I actually had kids for this man. I love my children, but shoot, I'm with them by myself. And little things that we did reminded her of him. So
Mhm.
now you're raising kids that are triggering you as well, right? So then now you got a son with mommy and daddy issues. So he don't know what to do. The baby mom's like, your brother, your brother. I'm like, girl, I don't know. We still trying to figure out. We trying to figure out our own selves. We don't know. We don't know. So it's weird because, and I don't see it getting any better. I mean, although my children's generation is a little bit stronger because my daughter will cut them off in a minute. She don't even give them a chance to breathe.
Love it.
They shut down. Yeah, they do shut
But
down. But
but I
that's
mean, they
our generation
also
of men.
they're comfortable with the conversations about mental health too. So
Who?
it's easier for the younger generation. They're
Oh,
more
my kids'
comfortable with talking
generation.
about. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Mental
Oh,
health is
they'll
a
call
big
you
thing
on
for
it.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they will. My kids always, I mean, Doron can explain himself. He's not a man of many words, but if he's upset, he will say it. But Cheyenne shut me down every time. I'm like, well, I apologize every day. Just put it like that. I always have to apologize. They will hold you accountable, this generation.
Yes.
She said it's a vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle. And I don't know if it's ever going to be broken. I mean, I just can't. I don't know. It's so bad. But it's the burnout, the real, that's real. It's the shutdown, the fight or flight. That is. Like if we having a conversation or no, when we're having disasters, that's when you want to shut down. We need to think of an action plan. Why are you shutting down during a time where we're
Mhm.
supposed to be thinking?
Why do
Hello?
I have to figure this out when you're supposed to be leading the household? You're supposed to be leading me.
And look, that creates women that are masculine. They're alpha females. So now you're mad at an alpha female.
Some men say alpha females don't exist.
I'm an alpha female. I will say that. I do give now, I give him more leeway to lead, but there was a time where I had to have it done a certain way because I have been doing it for so long. This is not something that started overnight. Like I was like 10 years old being responsible. So I was an adult before I had to be an adult. So I was already independent. So anything that he did, it was like, oh, you're not doing it right. Or
Mm.
it needs to get done this way. Or I've been doing it like this my entire life. Why are you trying to? So I was very defensive because I wanted to be that independent person. He's like, well, what's the point of me being in a relationship with you if you want to run the show? And I had to think about that. I'm like, well, really, you want him around for the convenience, or do you really want to be in a relationship? So I had to think about that.
But you also have to be able to trust that he can lead you.
Right. That's
That's the thing
another
too.
thing. So that's what we talked about in our counseling. I was just like, sometimes I don't feel like he leads. We'll have a set plan and then he'll switch. I don't know if it's because he's still figuring out his life. I'm past that. I have two children. I cannot sit around and wait for you to make a decision and then switch the decision. And then here we are still in the same predicament because we've been led down a rabbit hole. I can't
Also,
keep
you
doing
can't
that.
switch up on me if we talked about it. My opinion is supposed to matter too. We both
Exactly.
have a voice. Like, yes, you are leading, but we're supposed to talk about this together.
Exactly. And we can't, hold on, let me read this comment because it comes before we get the
Oh,
comments
there
before.
were.
Yeah, we're tired. We're ready for the soft life. I listen, Lynette,
Yes,
I
ready
didn't
for
know.
the soft life. I want to have somebody else make all the decisions. I don't
Listen,
want. I don't want to think about nothing.
I
Nothing.
can't listen. I try to be soft, but my neck strings are pretty tough. Over the years, I have really tough neck strings from all the yelling and reiter. I mean, come on, honey. It's sometimes it's very hard these days. You want to, but then how about you let them lead and they don't know anything?
Mm.
Well, where have you been? Are you here? Have you been in this house? I mean, there's times where my husband is totally confused. I'm like, we are a room away. How do you not know this? You see the kids. How do you not know this? You hear them. How do you not know this? Why are you always so confused? So now I'm giving you the, and it's like, well, I didn't know anything before, and now you're letting me take the lead. Where am I supposed to start? So now I feel guilty because I'm like, but you should have been paying attention. That's your job to sit down and observe. I observe everything. I could tell you everything from sun up to sundown with you. Why is it that you don't know? So why are you so confused when you have to take the reins? So now I'm really not getting a break because I have to go over everything with you because you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm aggravated because I'm wondering, why am I telling someone things you should already know? This is where we become the alpha female because we always have to do everything. And like I said, this comes spiral from a generation where they were creating single parents. And now we have these mothers that are raising these men, but they're confused. They don't know whether to be strong or weak because they're getting one thing in their ear not to do. And then the other thing is, well, you better not leave her. You better. It is like, well, what do you want me to do?
And they don't have positive male role models, so they just kind of winging it.
Yeah. And it's sad because the winging it is not helping. Because again,
No.
we have these females that are overly, they're already grown. You have a 22-year-old that have already started a business. She a homeowner. I have a little cousin, homeowner, government job. Parents did wonderful with her, right? Hands down. Her emotions could be better, right? But that comes with growth. But look where she is at her age. Take
Mm-hmm.
another person her age, another a man. He might have had 4 kids. He got baby mama drama. He done had all this. I mean, it's like a whole rundown of chaos. And it's like, what
Living
happened?
at home,
Yep.
no car.
No car. No ambition to do anything. Have
Yeah.
a job, but don't know how to, don't have good spending habits. So it's like, where does this transpire from? So what I did for my son is I got him a credit card. He's 18 now. You're grown. You're getting ready to hit the ground running. Okay. As soon as you hit that stage and you walk across, that's it. I'm done. Right?
Gotta work on your financial literacy.
Exactly. Because I will always be your mama, but I'm not carrying your hand because you're a man.
Mm-hmm.
So I went ahead and got him a credit card. I'm starting to teach him how to be financially responsible. He has a job. I'm teaching him how to navigate through work because it's real life. Pay attention to your pay stubs. He's driving, he has his own car, take care of your vehicle, watch the signs. Today he came to me and said, I'm on this percentage. When do I need my oil change? So he's learning as he go. This is the soft part of me teaching him teaching him in a soft way, not teaching him in a bitter way. Because
Yeah.
right now I don't have a reason to be bitter. Why? Because now I'm married. I have someone helping me. And so now I can be in tune without being overwhelmed. Hey, let me teach you a few things. Oh, okay. You can receive it better when it's in a calm nature, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not overstimulated. I could actually teach my son how to live his life and be, hold the door. Let your sister go first. You know
And
what I'm
it's an
saying?
actual conversation versus you just talking at him.
At him. And he's understanding and he's receiving it. And he's knowing what it's like to just build. So that way, when you do get to 25, you're a homeowner, you have your own car. Not to say that that's something to rub in someone's face. Be aware of the red flags. I'm going to let you date. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel it out. You're going to understand. I'm not going to tell you, oh, I'm not going to do any of that. You're going to be able to navigate that through your own way of living, right?
Mm-hmm.
And figure that out. But I also want you to be a man. And that's what I think a lot of our men are missing, why they're so sensitive, so emotional, so shut down, don't know how to express their feelings. And then when you have someone that do have it together, they're very hard to deal with. You ever had that? Anya, you recently just had that. Do not let me put the story out there. You recently did.
Oh,
Okay.
what? Somebody who had their stuff together?
Well, let me just say semi. All right, I'm going to put it out there. This is the last 3 minutes because we did start 5 minutes late. All right, so she had a situation where this person does have a career, a job. They have themselves, they have what they need. They're into their established financial stocks, retirement, all that stuff. They always talk about it. Well, a couple of dates turned into, well, this is what I'm always doing. This is what I'm always doing. This is what I'm always doing. And then you get tired of hearing it. So we having a conversation, and I'm like, well, if this person keeps throwing it in your face, just give them back their money. You
Uh,
know?
but also just to keep it banned, they have things that they want to do. They do have potential, but they still don't have their shit together. Even though
Oh,
even
oh,
though
oh.
they make it seem that way.
Right.
Because all of us are still learning.
Right.
We're
Every day.
constantly learning and
Right.
trying to navigate life.
Right.
But they were more so operating off of past trauma and what other people have done to them. And oh, well, this person did
Right.
this. So if they did this and you do this way, then you're acting the same way that they were. No, that
Right.
is not the case.
Right.
because there were certain things that they would ask me that were personal, and I would joke like, "Well, how much is your car note? Are you paying it?"
Right.
Well, no. I mean, I was just asking. Okay, it, we don't have to talk about that right now. Like it's irrelevant. And it was
But
just a moment where
mhm,
he just wanted to be nosy, and that's fine. I
right.
just at that time didn't want to share that. But because of his past trauma, he took it like, "Oh, you're asking me to pay a bill." No, I wasn't.
Mm,
But see, that's where we're different when it comes to the age, when it comes to maturity, because that's not what I was saying
mhm.
at
It's
all.
crazy.
I
It's
was just
crazy.
saying, mind your business.
Right.
This is my bill.
Right.
Don't worry about that. I didn't ask you to pay these bills.
Right.
Well, we don't even need to talk about them.
Right.
But it just a very simple conversation went left, and it was, well, what do you do for me? When do I see you?
Mm,
We have conversations, yes,
right.
but when do I see you? And then the what 2 times
Hmm.
that we had went out, what it was one time was as a group, and I didn't even say anything. I'm prepared to take care of me,
Right.
but you chose and
Hmm.
said you got it. Cool. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Right.
But now every conversation after that is, oh yeah, when we were here, I did this.
Hmm.
Do you want it back?
Honey, and sent it
Because
back.
because I came prepared to take care of myself. When
Right.
I agreed to this outing, this wasn't an outing where you asked me out. This is
Mhm.
an outing that we were all attending.
Thank you.
She is a great mother.
Yes. Hey,
But
Connie.
this
How are you,
wasn't
sweetheart?
this was an event that we were all attending,
Hmm.
and you decided to pick up the tab. And now all you want to do is talk about that. Do you want it back?
Hmm. Let me tell you.
And Stacy knows. Once that conversation came up just one more time, I was like, you know what? It's time. We got to rip the band-aid on this one.
You sure did. I sent that cash app so fast. I was like, send it back. Send
I
it
was I
back.
was like, girl, I'm about to look through my contacts to find out his cash app. He is getting his money back because I ain't got time for this. And it was, oh, it was no, it was the principle. It wasn't that. I wasn't saying I wanted it back. You wanted it back because you keep talking about it.
Right. But
It
see, that's
wasn't that deep. I wasn't trying to take advantage of you. The
right.
last person you were with took advantage of you and played in your face
Right.
in some of the most disrespectful ways. But you still holding on to that hurt.
Right.
So let me get you your coin back.
Hmm.
And whenever I see you, it's still love. But that is done.
That's the grown way to handle it. And I think that took him by surprise because now it became a back and forth conversation. Now you're combating with me. I did exactly what you wanted me to do because you kept throwing it in my face. And I don't want when you're doing something nice for me that I have to keep hearing about that. That's one thing I can say my husband do not do. If he does it and move on. I will never hear about it again. We don't do that to each other because it's genuine, right? He just has a
That
common
was
generosity.
that was every conversation.
And it's terrible. So now you feel
I paid
compelled
when
to
we
just
went here. Okay. The one time, yes, yes, you did.
mhm,
And I could have paid for myself and was prepared to do so.
right.
It was a birthday dinner.
Mhm,
You're not my man. I
right.
got me. But yeah, y'all, Stacy was going in. We both were.
I was. And I made sure I sent that and I said, well, let's just handle it the grown way. Just give him back his money. He'll be okay.
And I'd
It
already
was
intended to. So it was done. She just
yeah,
helped me find the cash up a little faster. She was like, oh, I got it right here. Here, girl. I was like, oh,
send it back.
and sent.
And it was something that was still declined.
Yeah. He said he didn't want it. We need to talk in person so that we can come to a common ground. There is no common ground.
There was a shell shock there. because you did exactly the noble thing. Okay, well, since you have such a problem with that, I guess you feel that you're not getting anything in return. So let me just go ahead and give it back to you. So that way you can calm down. Hey,
Mhm.
love. Hey, cousin. So that
And
way
you
you can
can't
stop
hold
talking
it over my head.
about it.
You have
Exactly.
nothing else to hold over my head. That one instance. Let me give that back to you.
Yeah. It shocked him to complete, like, oh, nobody have time for that. And that's where the independency comes in.
And it was no, I didn't want it. That's not what I was saying. I'm declining your cash app. Don't decline it, baby. Accept it.
Yeah.
Accept it. It's yours. Take it back. I don't want it.
Right.
Especially not if I got to keep hearing about it. I don't want it. I didn't ask for it in the first place.
That was funny. It was funny.
He
I
said,
was
I was
like,
just trying to be a good guy. I didn't ask you to be a good guy. We
just
weren't on a date.
just be yourself. That's all. Just be yourself. That's all. We don't have to do anything extra.
Mm-mm.
I hope this show really did, as we did go over. I hope
As
that,
usual.
but it's a good thing. I like having these conversations because they're needed. These are things that people don't really talk about. And when they do, it's one sided. Tonight we had to go back and forth. Um,
Ain't it, girl?
like that. That's
Lynette said,
control.
oh, I don't like that. That's control.
It
It
is
is.
control.
It
And
is.
that's why we agreed to just go ahead and do it. And when we did, because again, we're thinking alike. She never said, give me the Cash App. I just hurried up and sent it. So we were already on the same page. But I was like, that's my best friend. So it kind of hurts me. So I was just like, we're not going to settle. I don't even deal with that. I don't deal with that at all. So you have to set standards for yourself. Okay, well, guess what? You'll never have to hear about it again because here's your doggone money and have a good night. And that wasn't enough. Now we have to go back and forth about it because now you feel insulted. But I did exactly what you wanted me to do. So what do you want from me? So that's where the layer of confusion come from because
Because
again, what
you
women,
insulted me comparing me to somebody else.
right, when that wasn't even the case.
Mm-mm.
So I'm hoping that this show could help. If a man is watching this show, maybe you can learn something from it, to understand from both ends. Because again, it works both ways. Not all women are innocent. We do have times where we can overstep and not allow a man to lead because I was that person. But now that I'm taking it back a little bit, I'm starting to see where some of the things that he do implement in the household makes sense. I just had to let go. So, for us women raising our men, I love my kids hand down. Dorian, I want him to be an outstanding man. He's a young black man and it's different, right? So I want him to be well taken care of in a sense where he's financially and emotionally um and mentally ready to take on the world. So I don't want to send him out there bitter. So I'm changing some things about myself and not allowing them to hear certain things. And when I'm wrong, I do apologize because that's a child do needs to hear that. So that way they don't grow up and put me on a podcast because I was an awful mother or have me on TikTok going viral because
Not
I'm
put you
in
on
the
the
background.
podcast.
Listen, honey, or I'm being sent viral because I'm crashing out. So we just have to take these things into consideration and know what we're raising, who we're raising, so that way we do not have the overly sensitive, I can't express myself type of men growing up because they are meant to lead.
Yeah,
And us women cannot trust them if they're not led, if they're not taught to lead. Leaders create other leaders.
that is very true.
Okay, so that's the whole goal. I hope y'all were able to learn something. Anya, you was great tonight. We cannot wait to have Lynette back. Oh, and my announcement, I am working on a project, my new Herbal Slim. As you know, I
Mhm.
make skincare products. And so my new name, which I am working on now, is going to be Sachel Essence Wellness. It is no longer Sachel Essence Spa. So I'm working on changing everything. Facebook is giving me a hard time to change my name, but either way, it'll be on my business soon. I had sent everything up. So now I'm going to be wellness, getting into my wellness, doing everything that I need to do. And I cannot wait until next week when we drop the results from Herbal Slim. My tester was hands down awesome. I just knew it had to be her. And I can't wait. So that was my announcement. I am so excited about it. I just love the things that I do. I love healing and I'm so compassionate about it. It's never about the money, it's about the way it makes people feel.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about. And I'm just like, wow, when I hear different testimonies, I am in awe. Like I'm smiling like a Chester cat. Okay. So I hope that you had
And posting y'all text messages that y'all send her when you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
I'm telling you, oh, she gets beat down with my text messages, voice notes and text messages all day. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this show tonight. And anybody that's watching the replay, I hope that you were able to learn something. Take it easy on our men. They only learn from the foundation that was already set.
That is
Not
true.
too much leniency because we have to set standards and healthy boundaries, but we need to start from somewhere so they're not out here giving our women that are good women a hard way to go because they don't know balance.
Mm-hmm.
Then they boohoo and crying when they leave, right?
And
All
don't settle for just anything. Know when to walk away.
Yep. Know when to walk away.
Because sometimes we as women, we invest in potential instead of what is in front of our face.
Exactly.
Know when to walk away and just be done. Because you can't get none of that time back.
None. Do walk away. It's for your own benefit. Okay. Alpha females, let it down. Be a soft girl. Don't be so strong.
I mean, if you make me feel soft, I'll be soft.
Okay, good. Well, I'm hoping that you get that soft life soon. But thank you, Lynette, for tuning in. We will see you in January. Our show started off late, so it is December. So we'll see you next year. Everybody have a great holiday, a wonderful Christmas. Okay, be gentle, and you have been unplugged.
And have a happy new year, y'all. Can't wait to hear about these resolutions that we never stick to.
I have none. Good night, y'all.
Good night.